Welcome back, everybody. We are doing another daily forecast where I pull one card for each sign to look at the most noticeable energy of the day for each sign. You may want to check to get a more comprehensive idea about energies coming in. You may want to check your sun sign, your moon sign, your rising sign, and if you're interested in love energies, you may want to check your Venus sign. And if you're interested in what's being expanded in your life, you may want to check your Jupiter sign as well. So let's get started for the 18th of June. What we have showing up for Aries is that you're not really getting anything accomplished. Work is not getting taken care of on this day. Just not happening. So if you already were not planning on going to work or clocking in, I mean, yeah, that's basically what this would be talking about. If you had plans to do work around the house or do some type of volunteer work, nothing's going to get accomplished. This is a good time to make a rain check and figure out, okay, where can I play catch up, because I'm going to have to play catch up on this. Okay, so that's for Aries. Next, we're looking at Taurus. So Taurus, what you have is the moon in reverse, and the moon in reverse is a good card. It talks about the idea of some kind of fact or truth coming out, coming to the surface. And this would be a fact or truth that you're not even really digging for. Like, you've got a situation where something's fishy, but I don't think you're really working to pull this information out. I think it just comes straight up to the top, and it makes that whole situation make a lot more sense what you've got once you have that information. Okay, next up, Gemini's card. We have the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. Seven of Pentacles in reverse just means that you were expecting some kind of payday or payback for something you invested in, whether you invested financially, emotionally, with other resources, energetically, and so you were expecting to have a payback come back today, and what's happening is it's not coming back today. It is being delayed. This card does not say that it will not come back, but what it does say is that there's going to have to be more time spent waiting for it to show up. Next up, we're looking at Cancer's card. Cancer, you have the Four of Wands showing up in reverse. This just means there's some type of responsibility that you normally would be taking care of that you're not taking care of today. This can be taking the day off of work. This can be not taking a kid to band practice. This can be a lot of different things, but some type of responsibility that you are no longer carrying, okay? Or at least not for today. Next up is Leo. Leo, you do have the Judgment card. Which way is this coming in for you guys? Leos. I think that there's something that you had to put on the back burner a while ago, Leos. Maybe even, I would say, 3 to 4 months ago for most of you. It may be longer for some of you, though. And so this is something that you've put on the back burner, and you never wanted to completely abandon it. You always wanted to get back to it, and so now you're getting back to that. It could be a relationship, although this does not so much feel like a relationship to me as much as it feels like some type of activity. Maybe you didn't have time to continue violin lessons, or, something. Maybe you had a health situation and it was more important to pay attention to your health than it was to go skiing. And now you're able to go skiing again, although probably skiing is a bad example in June, but y'all get the idea of what I mean, right? Like, there's something that you put on the back burner knowing you would get back to sometime, and now is the time to get back to whatever that was, Leos. Next up, we're looking at Virgo's card. Virgo, you have the card of Scorpio. That's interesting. I never really get this type of thing, but you may be interacting with a Scorpio. And I think also, Virgo, that you have a Scorpio who is very literally facilitating some type of change in your life, or triggering some type of change in your life. And this is kind of a big deal type of change. This could be one of the examples that's coming into my mind, so I'm sure it's happening for one of you, but probably not all of you, is that you have a real estate agent who is facilitating, who happens to be a Scorpio, who is facilitating a big change. A real estate agent would be somebody, you know, I mean, there's a lot of ways they could facilitate a big change. They could tell you, look, your house is not going to sell like this for the money you want for it unless you upgrade this or do that or fix the roof or whatever. So that would be a big change. Or if this is the real estate agent that is helping you find the next place that you want to live in, that can be facilitating a huge change. So there's somebody that is probably a Scorpio or has a lot of Scorpio in their chart who is facilitating or nudging you along in some type of major change that you're making in your life. I feel like for some of you, the Scorpio is actually your spouse, Virgos, that is encouraging or in some cases pushing you into this big change. Okay, next up we have Libra. Okay, so Libras, you have the Nine of Wands showing up in reverse. Nine of Wands in reverse is telling me that something is catching you by surprise. And I feel like this could be a pleasant surprise for quite a few of you. And also it feels like it has to do with work or taking care of business some way. Okay, that's for Libra. Taking care of business. All right, Scorpios, we're up next. Ace of Wands in reverse. I think we got this card not that long ago already this month. Ace of Wands in reverse for us just means that we're realizing there's something that we need to do that we're not feeling a whole lot of energy or enthusiasm about doing. Whoop, whoop, we don't really. Not excited about it, but we know it has to be done. All right, so let's see, Sagittarius. You guys have the Hierophant showed up in reverse, and the Hierophant talks about doing things in a very traditional way, also talks about contracts and agreements. So when the Hierophant's in reverse, I'm getting a couple of different storylines for you, Sagittarius. For some of you, you've been eyeballing a contract or an agreement, and where at first it seemed like a good idea, now you're realizing, on the 18th, you're realizing that, you know what, this is probably not the best contract or agreement for you, and you are running for the hills. You're not signing any paperwork about this thing. For others of you, this is a contract or agreement that you're already in, and you're starting to realize that this was a mistake, and I think you're beginning to investigate, you know, where is the escape hatch? How do you get out of this contract or agreement? Not gonna lie, for some of you, this could be a marriage. For some of you, but I don't feel like that's true for all of you. This has a work feel around it too, kind of like I think that was Scorpios that felt workish too. Oh no, Libras. Anyway, I think that for most of you, this has to do with some type of work or gig. There's going to be a few of you, yes, it'll apply as marriage, but not for most of you, I don't feel like. Okay, now, next thing that we're looking at is going to be Capricorn's card. Capricorn, you have the Seven of Cups showing up in reverse. This just tells me that you have been examining different ideas for things you can do to improve your life and make you happier in the life that you're living. And it looks like with the Seven of Cups in reverse, now you're choosing one. You're setting one as a priority, or maybe more than one, but not any more than what you can put energy and effort into. And so you're choosing those priorities that you can move forward with and actually take action. So you're taking these ideas about how to improve your life from daydreams into actual reality and action today. Okay? That is for Capricorn. Rubber's meeting the road there, guys. You guys are making the rubber meet the road. Aquarius is up next. Aquarius, you have the Four of Swords in reverse. This is my relocation card. I don't really know anybody else who reads this card like this unless they've already talked to me and I've corrupted their translation. of this card. But for me, the Four of Swords in reverse means that you're doing something literally in a different location. You could be having a meal in a different location, going to work in a different location, taking your kid to a different babysitter or preschool or whatever, different location. Something during this day is happening in a different location when this card shows up, and that's what we have going on for you, Aquarius. Next up, we have Pisces. Okay, so Pisces, what you have showing up is the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Nine of Pentacles in reverse just means that you're missing someone. Now, sometimes whenever this card comes up, we're missing somebody who's actually still walking around on the planet in their body. But sometimes when this shows up, we're missing somebody who's already crossed over. And this can go either way. I think it'll go different ways for different ones of you. But the bottom line here is that there's somebody that you're missing today. Okay? Thank you, all of you, for being here and for the likes, the shares, and the comments. And of course, I'm looking forward to reading for and doing Reiki for some of you here today. And the rest of you, I'll see back on the next video. Peace out.